You're watching UnrealEntGaming. This is Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. You want to see me turn Super Saiyan? Or should I take it to the next level? I'm also the narrator, too. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, make sure and smash subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
With Babidi now having to be resurrected and bringing back Perfect Cell and Frieza to join his alliance in taking down the Z Fighters as seen on the previous manga chapter video, the Z Fighters and the Avengers are now being called to battle as of course Babidi has the ultimate plan to pit up the Avengers and the Z Fighters against one another. While Babidi secretly tries to gather all the Dragon Balls for himself, the question lingers, once the Z Fighters come across the Avengers, which party between the two is going to be the last team standing by the end? As once more before we begin, if you are new to this channel and have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball and anime related, then be sure to smash that subscribe button on this channel and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload, along with giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys love Dragon Ball and anime, as well as checking out the official Dragon Ball fan mangas playlist located down in the description box below, to where on that playlist you guys will be able to find all the latest and best Dragon Ball fan mangas created by the community for the community, so be sure to head on down below, check out the official Dragon Ball fan mangas playlist for all the best and latest videos on Dragon Ball fan mangas. As we kick off the Dragon Ball Worlds Collide manga chapter number 3 special on King Kai's planet, as King Kai is shown having to speak with Goku and the fact that Babidi is now back and he's dabbling within the Marvel Universe in trying to use specific people to his advantage in executing his plan, as King Kai went along to comment, this can't be happening, as Goku went along to ask, weren't they all dead anyways? How'd they come back? As King Kai went along to respond, a being from the universe you will be visiting brought Babidi back and gave him an ultimatum, and I don't believe Babidi intends to keep his end of the deal. As we then observe a flashback involving Perfect Cell and Frieza, Perfect Cell went along to comment, well, go on with this plan of yours, as King Kai went along to then tell Goku, Babidi went looking for Frieza and Cell in Hell. He reformed them after you shattered them in ice and busted them out. As Frieza went along to comment, it had better be good or I'll finish what I started, as Babidi went along to respond, have you ever heard of fusion? As Frieza went along to respond, what makes you think I would fuse with anyone? As only then Babidi went along to tell Frieza and Cell, I'm afraid you don't have much of a choice. As he then sticks his hand out, he then continues, let's just say my resurrection came with quite the increase in power and abilities. As he only then manages to turn Cell and Frieza into Majins, Babidi's ultimate goal here is to allow them both to fuse because he wants to do everything in his own ability to make sure that Goku and his friends end up dying by the end of their encounter, as Babidi only then goes on to comment, yes, it worked! My abilities have reached a whole new level since that Titan Thanos resurrected me. As King Kai only went along to tell Goku, somehow Babidi managed to get Frieza and Cell to fuse. As Babidi went along to tell them, now join bodies. So not only do we have the confirmation that it was Thanos that originally brought Babidi back, as we only then observe how both Frieza and Perfect Cell joined bodies, as Babidi went along to comment, you're even more powerful than I could have ever imagined. We are going to take over the multiverse, and even Thanos can't stop us. As King Kai went along to continue, Babidi may have been resurrected by this other being, but I believe he will betray him for his own personal gain. And of course, one of Babidi's ultimate goals here is to kill off Goku. As King Kai continues, I'm just not sure why Babidi just hasn't utilized the Dragon Balls yet. As we only then observe how Babidi is holding on to one of the Dragon Balls, he only then went along to comment, yes, the last one. Now to make a counterfeit set to put in Thanos' universe. As King Kai continues, and I'm sure Frieza and Cell aren't the only two he has recruited. As Babidi is then shown talking to Deadpool, he only then went along to tell him, if you help me gather a team, I'll give you full range of the Dragon Balls. As Deadpool went along to ask, and I can wish for anything I want. So Babidi's plan here is to try and recruit as many people on his team as possible because he wants to not only enlist everyone he can to take Goku and his friends down, but he also wants to make a counterfeit set of Dragon Balls to trick Thanos into believing that they are in fact the real thing, when in reality they're not. As only then when we go back to King Kai and Goku then went along to comment, well, it sounds pretty serious. We had better get started, as King Kai replies, it actually sounds like you're grasping the weight of the situation. As Goku replies, I'd be lying if I said that the idea of new opponents doesn't have me fired up, but all of that is secondary. First we play Babidi's game, and then we take him out, as only then we get to observe how all of the Z fighters, Oob, Gohan, Goten, Vegeta, Piccolo, and Goku actually stand against entities like Black Panther, Wolverine, Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, and all while Babidi has his own team that is comprised of Cell and Frieza, which of course are fused into one, along with Deadpool and many others, as only then the narration goes on to tell us 2 weeks later. With Goku having to comment, maybe we should talk to them first, as Vegito went along to reply, I refuse to waste time on this, Kakarot. Besides, I don't take orders from you. As Goku responds, I'm not giving you orders, Vegeta. Maybe it would be just smarter to talk to them first, because Goku seems to want to convince Vegeta to talk to a pair of individuals before taking action, as Vegito went along to reply, I know you're just trying to save the Asgardian for yourself. As Trunks went along to then ask, does it always have to be a competition with you two? As Vegito went along to reply, I'm the one this so-called god needs to be concerned with. And with Vegeta having to be shown flying off, we only then get to see how Goku, Piccolo, Trunks, and Goten do the same, with Piccolo commenting, Vegeta is right. They aren't going to listen to us after what Babidi has done. Be ready to fight. So it would only appear that the Z fighters are trying to see if they can speak to the Avengers, but Piccolo reassures Goku that more than likely they aren't going to listen, especially after what Babidi did, as we only then go back to the Avengers headquarters to where Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, Black Panther, Thor, Bruce Banner, and Wolverine are shown huddling around, and on the table we only see how a pair of Dragon Balls are just sitting there, with Captain America having to ask, do we know anything about them? With Bruce Banner having to reply, the test results came back inconclusive. To say that they're otherworldly would be an understatement. With Tony Stark then having to chime in, at this point we are just burning daylight. We should patrol the city. Who knows what this guy has planned? With Captain America then asking, you think it's a good idea to go into this blindly? With Tony Stark responding, what I do know is that Pete and I could have taken that guy out easily, but he got away. Whatever he is planning is probably already in motion. Besides, it's not like we need the Sentry or Captain Marvel for this guy, as Captain America went along to ask, we need to see what we're up against, as only then there is a massive explosion that occurs in the distance that really catches the attention of the Avengers, as through the smoke we observe how an individual goes on to comment, so this is the version of the Earth's mightiest heroes. As Vegeta is the first one to step through, he only then continues, it seems as though I overestimated them. As Goku went along to comment, don't forget about the Asgardian, Vegeta. With Captain America then having to comment, everyone grab an orb and scatter. As Spider-Man is the first to take initiative, as he ends up webbing Vegeta's eyes, he only then went along to comment, how'd you get your hair to do that, man? As he squirts webs in his face, Vegeta only then comments, what the hell is this? With Goku shouting, Goten, he's got a Dragon Ball, follow him. With Goten taking orders, he went along to tell his dad, I'm on it, because now the mission has turned into Goten having to get the Dragon Balls from the Avengers, because the Avengers are trying to figure out just what the Dragon Balls are, and as Captain America, Black Panther, and Wolverine are shown quickly fleeing the area, Piccolo then notices them as he went along to comment, Goku, I have a plan. I'll fill you in on the details later. For now, it's time to fight. So Piccolo knows of something that he desperately wants to fill Goku in on. As we then go back to Bruce Banner, we only then observe how Bruce Banner is beginning to mutate into the Hulk, as he goes on to comment, alright Hulk, looks like we've got a fight on our hands. And that's exactly what he ends up doing, is calling forth for the Hulk, because then Trunks went along to comment, what's happening to that guy? As Goku replies, I'm not sure, but follow him. So as the Hulk is rampaging right through, Trunks went along to follow him and commenting, I'm on it. And with Goku looking down, he only then went along to respond, so you must be the Asgardian I've heard so much about. So Goku comes off very cocky, he comes off very smug in this because he's looking down at Thor and he's smiling in his face, as only then we go back to the Hulk, who finally settles down, and with Trunks having to catch up, he then went along to tell him, all I need is the Dragon Ball. As Hulk turns around, he then went along to shout, Hulk smash! And with Trunks really not understanding what the heck is going on, he went along to ask, what? But of course the Hulk wastes little time in charging right in, and right before he ends up grabbing Trunks, Trunks went along to tell him, get away from me, but rather than actually getting away, what Hulk ends up doing is grabbing onto Trunks' leg, and he immediately proceeds to do what he did to Loki in the first Avengers movie and slam Trunks directly on his back. And with Trunks having to hit the ground, he then went along to comment, this is gonna be a lot harder than I thought, because of course Trunks had never dealt with the Hulk like that before. But as the Hulk is beginning to shout, there is a Dragon Ball having to be shown falling from the Hulk's waist. As Trunks spots this, he went along to comment, the Dragon Ball, you are pretty strong. As he then transforms, he then continues, but I'm a Super Saiyan. With Trunks having to then transform in front of the Incredible Hulk, this is actually the first time that the Hulk had ever seen a Super Saiyan before, and it's quite interesting because Hulk doesn't seem to want to back down, but neither does Trunks. But Trunks notices that the Dragon Ball is actually right next to his foot, and the minute we see how Hulk tries to charge on in, Trunks attempted to counter by telling the Hulk, take this, but right before Trunks can actually go on ahead and somehow counter the Hulk, what the Hulk ends up doing is grabbing onto Trunks and telling him, you tried to hurt Hulk. But Trunks immediately counters by delivering a really solid shot to the Hulk's abdominal section. As he reaches back down to grab onto the Dragon Ball, he only then comments, got it, because this is Trunks' only mission, is to go out there and retrieve the Dragon Ball from the grasp of the Hulk. But the Hulk is incredibly pissed as he goes on to shout, now Hulk really angry, as he then goes on ahead to strike Trunks directly from behind and knocking him out of his Super Saiyan form. Trunks ends up hitting the ground with the Hulk having to stand over him, and the Hulk is shouting. With one simple strike, he knocked Trunks out of his Super Saiyan form, and basically in a nutshell had defeated him in one simple strike. As the narration goes on to tell us, meanwhile we get to see how Deadpool and assumingly Nappa and Raditz in the background are holding Baba hostage, as Deadpool went along to tell her, why thank you my lady, you have been a huge asset on my way to infinite chimichangas, as the manga chapter special then comes to a close. Now, for what it's worth, this is an insanely wacky fan manga because the overall direction seems to be all over the place, and the one thing that I strongly disagree with is having the Incredible Hulk just beat down Trunks with one strike and knock him out of his Super Saiyan form. Even if this is a post Dragon Ball GT Trunks, it's still hard for me to believe that Trunks, even with Super Saiyan unlocked, would get decimated by Hulk with just one simple strike. But even then, I love the overall narrative that's being portrayed in the fact that the Z fighters now are just about to clash with the Avengers, while the Avengers are trying to figure out what the heck the Dragon Balls are. So in the end, I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. If we did have a hypothetical scenario to where we got to see the Hulk versus Trunks or Thor versus Goku, I want to get your honest feedback in the comment section about who you guys believe would win between the Avengers and the Z fighters. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys want to go on ahead and support the creators on Instagram, their Instagram link will be located down in the description box below. Thank you all so much for your time. If you guys enjoyed and cannot wait to see more, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. Tune back in for part number 4, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you guys down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace. And a quick little reminder before you guys go, if you guys are unaware, I do have a second gaming channel located down in the description box below, so be sure to head on over to Unreal Royale and hit that subscribe button along with turning on all notifications, as to there, you guys will find all different kinds of gaming content that you will not get to find on UnrealEntGaming, titles and video games such as Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Gears of War, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, Dragon Ball Z Legends, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Minecraft, Blair Witch, and many other retro games on that channel. So if you guys are into gaming, then make sure you guys subscribe over on Unreal Royale. I want to thank you all so much for your time, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
Also follow UnrealEntGaming on these social media platforms to stay connected at all times. And if you don't, then very soon you will all be dead! Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck's up, on? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes. Jesus Christ, that's huge! What, Broly?
Frieza.
Uh-oh.
Prepare to die!
But once you get video, lots of likes, or Bill will turn you into chocolate! Vados, get over here! Tell these mortals that I'm the biggest UnrealEntGaming fan. This is my moment. I'm a part of his notification squad. Universe 7 can have all the fun. I just want the food.
And don't forget to leave a comment on this video. Show some love for the best community on YouTube.
Kakarot!